Today we're going to be looking at the cam and crankshaft sensors on this 2001 Toyota RAV4. The crankshaft sensor for this one is right here. It's a variable reluctance sensor. It's 2 wires. The signal wire is the red one, and the green one is the signal return. The crankshaft sensor is all the way down here. This just has the pigtail pulling it up here. I'll show the diagram of that. Then we have our camshaft sensor. It's on this one, it's right here. It's got 2 wires, it's variable reluctance as well. It's got our yellow signal wire and then our blue signal return wire.
All right, we're testing the resistance of the crank sensor. Getting about like 1.4 kilo ohms, a little less than that. And then on the camshaft sensor, it should be about the same, maybe a little less. Like 1.1, a little bit more than that. So this one's got a little bit less resistance. Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna look at the crankshaft in relation to the camshaft on the picoscope. So we got our crankshaft signal wire hooked up. We're testing the voltage out with the ground, and the camshaft is also a voltage out with the same ground. So looking at the picoscope here, we're gonna have Dominic go ahead and turn it on. You can see that the red is the crankshaft, and then our blue line is the camshaft. You go ahead and rev it. Alright, you're good.
So we have a missing tooth in the crankshaft every interval, and then in between each one we have the reluctor wheel for the camshaft. And it's always going to be 2 to 1, as you can see. So it's like an A and B kind of thing. And if you also see on the blue line, the camshaft, you can see it's kind of like a spark flyback, or it could be. There's some more noticeable ones later on, right here. But I can set it off. And then once we get farther on, you can see that we revved up the engine a little bit.
As the RPMs changed when we revved up the engine, the signal amplitude changed, it got wider. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and unplug the crankshaft sensor and then check to see if the car will start. As you can see, it won't start with the crankshaft sensor unplugged. Now we're going to try the camshaft sensor. We'll unplug that one and see if it'll start. Camshaft sensor is unplugged. Still doesn't start with the camshaft sensor unplugged. All right, now that we got the sensor plugged back in and the car is started, we're gonna unplug the camshaft sensor first and see if it'll stay running. As you can see, the camshaft sensor is unplugged and the RAV4 is still running. If we go over to the crankshaft sensor and unplug it, it turns completely off.